Hi everybody, and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Today I'd like to talk about the top 5 things I love about my car. Now, as you know, I have a 2013 Scion FRS, which is about the same thing as a Toyota 86, GT86, and almost the same as a Subaru BRZ. These cars are widely acclaimed as being great driver's cars, which they are, and have many technical features which make them exceptional. But being the superficial person that I am, I'm going to start off with the fact that I love the way this car looks. Now, the car looks great just off the showroom floor, but I've done a few enhancements which I think enhance the good looks of this car, make it look even better. I have a front lip spoiler, which I just recently put on. I've got videos on all these installations. I've got the side sills, I've got a rear diffuser, and I've got the rear spats, and I just put on a 5AD rear trunk lip spoiler. All these things enhance the basic good looks of this car. This car looks fantastic, especially when you consider that it seats 4 and yet has almost the dimensions of a dedicated sports car with just 2 seats. And sometimes when I look at it from certain angles, you know what I see? I see a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. Yes, I think if you look at them both, you can see that there is a similarity in their design. Maybe you don't agree with me, but anyway, I see it. So this is a car that I've had for 4 years, and I still look back. When I shut the door and leave the car, I look back because this car looks that good. That's number one. Number one is looks. Being superficial, number one is looks. But just like your girlfriend or your wife, looks is not enough. You've got to have something else. This car has got great handling capabilities, but my number 2 is going to be the driving position and the seat. When you first get into this car, you have the feeling it's too tight. But after you've been living with this car for, 4 years, I love this seat. Now, I'm not really that big a guy, but this seat just fits me perfectly. If I was maybe bigger, maybe not so good, but right now this seat fits me perfectly. It felt too tight the first day I got into it. Now it feels like the perfect pair of shoes, the perfect gloves. It fits me perfectly. And along with that seat is the whole driving position. The steering wheel is directly in front of me, has perfect weighting. It is, not that I'm an expert. I have driven a few good cars, but this steering is just like telepathic in its capabilities. It's nicely weighted. You can feel the road. It's electric, and one of the best electric steering systems out there. The only thing that might be better is the latest Porsche 911 electric steering is pretty good, but this one is right up there. It's beautiful. It feels good. The driving position for me is perfect. My hands go straight to 10 and 2, which I find is the perfect position. And along with that steering wheel is the shifter. The shifter is butter smooth, easily to shift this car. It's a 6-speed manual transmission. The only way to go for one of these cars is a manual transmission. I'm sorry, but the automatic is not an exceptional automatic by any means. It is kind of old school in the way it operates. So if you get one of these cars, I suggest that you get a manual. So my number 2 is the basic driving position and controls of this car. My number 3 is going to surprise a few people, especially if you know about Scion FRS or the GT86, Toyota 86, or the BRZ. What you know is that they are underpowered. And a lot of people complain about that, and I agree, they are underpowered. The car has a chassis that could take more power. If it came from the factory with another 50 horsepower and 40 pounds of torque, it would make the difference. And I actually have that because I have an electric supercharger, which I've made videos on. It's called the Phantom Electric Supercharger. It gives me about 30 to 35 extra horsepower 240 foot-pounds of torque. Now this is an on-demand system that only operates at close to 100% throttle. In other words, it's based on a throttle, it's activated by a throttle position switch. Okay, so what that means is that under normal circumstances, my car drives like any old FRS, which means that it's good for daily driving, a little underpowered, but when you need to go, when you need to press that gas pedal, it goes good. Now, it doesn't give you overwhelming horsepower. It just gives you the amount of horsepower that this car should have came with, and I have it now thanks to the Phantom electric supercharger. That is my number 3. Now my number 4 is again a little bit surprising because the stock exhaust on this car is pretty pathetic. It doesn't sound good at all. It sounds pretty muted, nothing special. And as I've learned, as I've matured as a car owner, is that the sound of a car is vital. For example, a Tesla Model S, fantastic car, faster than just about anything else on the road, and yet no sound. You've got to have sound. That's one reason why I really want to get a Hellcat, is because it has exceptional dramatic sound. You need all your senses to be tickled, all your senses to be excited, to really feel that a car is going to be number 1 in your book. It has to have everything. Now, I've modified the exhaust on this car to get rid of that lackluster sound. I've got a DC Sports catback exhaust with headers, and that has just awakened the car. Now, you can have a car that sounds a bit like a Subaru, like a WRX, but I prefer a more even sound, so the headers I have are equal length headers, and I just think it sounds great now. I can play with the throttle to make different sound, such as like this. I even sometimes get pops and burbles a little bit with this exhaust, so I can't recommend this exhaust more. This is a fantastic exhaust. It's made the car fun to drive. Of course, it still doesn't have a lot of power, but like I said, with the Phantom electric supercharger, I got power, and now I have sound. And so basically, I'd say that the basic FRS is a great combination. With a few enhancements, you can make it even better, and that's number 4 of things I love about this car. Now, number 5 is definitely not the stereo, because that sucks. It's the instrumentation. Yes, the instrumentation. Just close the window a little bit there so you can hear me. Now this car, oh, just wait a second, I'm going to do a little pull. Now right down here you can see the voltage gauge. This shows you when the Phantom electric supercharger is engaged. You'll see that voltage number go down when it gets engaged. And let's do a little pull right now, and I can show you what I mean about having just that much more horsepower, where it makes it kind of fun. And here we go. Don't worry, the car's not going that fast. Remember, I'm in Canada, so that's kilometers per hour. Now, you probably couldn't tell there, but that is definitely better than a stock FRS. That just gives you a bit of an extra thrill just when you need it. Perfect, so that one's good. But anyway, like I said, my number 5 is also a little unusual. It's the instrumentation, the gauges. They're very clear. They're very driver-oriented. These gauges remind me of my Porsche, where you've got 4 gauges directly in front of you. In this case, you've got the center gauge is the tachometer, which is the most important thing for a driver. It's very large, very easy to read. The speed that you're going is digital, which I much prefer to trying to look at a speedometer, at a needle on a speedometer, which you cannot read when you look at it very quickly. But these gauges are perfect, so they're well lit, as you can see. You've got your gas gauge on the right, your fuel gauge. Now, the only thing that can make this car really a driver's car is that it should have an oil pressure gauge. All performance cars should have oil pressure gauges. This car does not, which is unfortunate, but otherwise the instrumentation is very readable, very nice. It's my top 5. So there you have it. The 5 things I love about my FRS. The looks, number 1. I'm superficial, sorry, that's it. With the enhancements that I've done, remember I said that I've got a bit of a body kit, if you want to call it that. Got the rear spoiler. I've lowered the car, can't forget that. I've got wider, I've got larger tires on. I've also has spacers on in the back. All these things add up to making the car look a little bit better. Enhancements to the basic great design. Sort of like a bra enhances things. Not that I know very much about bras, I really don't. That's just what I've heard, that they enhance things. So my car's enhanced too. Anyway, the looks, the seat and the driving controls, that's number 2. The sound is number 3. No, sorry, I got that all wrong. The looks is my number 1. The driving position, the seat, the driving controls, my number 2. The power with my electric Phantom supercharger and the way it feels now, that's number 3. Number 4 is the way it sounds. Stock sucks. You get a different catback exhaust, maybe with headers, and you've got a great sounding car. You can play with the sound with the throttle, like that. And my number 5 is the instrumentation, the gauges. Very easy to read through the steering wheel. I love it. I've had this car for 4 years. I've made some enhancements. That's all you got to do. Nothing extensive, nothing really expensive. And you will love this car too. I still look back when I get out of this car and walk away. And if you buy one, you will too. So this still is one of the fantastic deals out there. They're around $30,000. They're still making them. This year's model, the 2017, was facelifted. It looks a little bit different, but basically it's the same car. There's nothing else that competes with this car. Front engine, small, tossable, rear wheel drive, coupe that still fits 4 people if you have to. This is the car to buy. I bought it new. I'm happy I bought it. I'm going to try and hold on to it for as long as I can. Even if I get a new car for my stable, which I'm looking at right now, I'm going to hold on to this car. So yeah, you can't go wrong if you buy this car. Anyway, I'm almost home now, so thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. I'll have more in the future. Thank you, and bye for now.